Look at this face, I know the years are showing. Look at this life, I still don't know where it's going. I don't know.
Here's our chicken fence for our garden. It's gonna go around this. All right, this is cool. I got some bugs for the chickens, roaches, mealworms, and no, stay in here. So they know what's coming. They're all like right at my feet. They want to be first in line. Okay. Oh, we got all 6. Okay, they all showed up. They all showed up for dinner. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to. Okay. All right, guys. Here's some roaches. Oh, those are crickets. So here's the roaches. Yeah, y'all eat those. Did y'all eat them? Yeah, y'all better eat them bugs. Did y'all get them? Looks like y'all did. 100 of them. All right. Now here's some roaches. All right. Big old roaches. All right. Boy, they just devour them in no time. All right, so we had crickets, roaches, and now mealworms. Move. They want to be first in line. So here's some mealworms. Boy, they like these, man. It's like spaghetti for them. Spaghetti and meat sauce. So that's almost about 150 insects that's gonna be gone the duration of this last part of this video. But it you know, when it like, we'll get like for like a week, we'll get a really good okay, I think that's it. Y'all freaking ate all of them. All right. So for like the next week or so, we'll get, instead of like having like, you know, 5 or 6 eggs a day, we'll get 6 or 7, you know? So we'll consistently get 6 eggs instead of just like 5, because they'll all just start dumping out eggs. And sometimes, so one of them will put out one early in the morning and then late at night, then later on, at least one of them. But look at them, man, they're wanting to eat. But I got like 5 dozen eggs in my fridge. Because we can, I mean, when you only eat 4 eggs a day, they start accumulating. But anyhow, all right, take care. I wanted to show y'all something. Here, hold on. Here's, okay, so I haven't built the gate yet, but the fence is done. Okay, so I got this fence to keep. This is my garden. We're actually expecting another freeze. It's going to get close to freezing, which is weird. So I haven't really planted my plants, because if it gets frost, it could kill them, you know? So, but yeah, this plastic is, this is my garden. So what I did, I just put these, because I don't want the chickens to scratch. But yeah, y'all need to like go to your local coffee shops So I probably got like 200 or 300 pounds of, maybe about 200 pounds of coffee grounds from the like the Starbucks or whatever. And I've been putting them in my garden. It's really good. That bone meal and blood meal. That you'll and I also like use some like wood, like when you're barbecuing, like wood, and just like when you're done barbecuing, like put some wood in there and let it charcoal up real good and make some coals. And also throw that in your garden, because that helps the nitrogen form in the soil or something like that. But that's really good for your garden. And I've done that in here too. I hauled in almost 2 yards of dirt, and I added so right there is where my existing garden stopped. So I almost doubled the size. I just kind of screwed these in right here because I don't want my chickens to come in here and scratch my garden up. They can probably get through that, but I think that'll be enough of a barrier to keep them out of it. And then the dogs get in there and they like to roll around in there and play and stuff. But and dig. So yeah, this is my garden, and we're expecting a frost this weekend, which is weird. But we get that every now and then, man. Like I've had snow flurries. I've experienced snow flurries in May. I think it was back in around 95, which is weird, man. Greg Phillips goes over the numbers on the voter rolls, and after looking at these voters rolls for the last 15 months, he draws his conclusion.
To always shake down in about this same 7% or so. The challenge that we as Americans face, as Catherine pointed out in her opening comments, that this was the most secure election in history. We've all heard all the media's take on all of this, but this is a number that should concern everyone. There's 4.8 million votes that were cast nationally or so in this fashion. And if you consider that some of the elections in some of the states were pretty close, Georgia being one, your state, Arizona, and some of the ones we looked at, it really is troubling that this could have happened. And I think that our view is that any community in this country of any size, whether it's a tiny little place like San Luis or a super huge place like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that the same concepts were developed, and that's why the numbers stay the same, because they it's an organized crime. It was perpetrated on Americans by advancing bad process, dirty vote. Catherine will go through this here in a moment, but dirty voter rolls, ballot boxes, all sorts of mail-in ballot capabilities, and you roll all that up, and it's quite evident to those of us that have spent the last 15 months of our lives developing these numbers that this was indeed an organized crime that was perpetrated on.
Now, well, let's take a look. The current round track in our poll, 71%. What's really striking is third straight poll where the direction of the country has been above 70%. Only been one other time we've had that in our poll. It is not a good time. And if you have 71%, look, 65% wrong track is a bad number. 71%, that's why it is in the shellacking category.
Reminder.
We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
Most trusted name in news. standing here on the northern flank, on the eastern flank, talking about what we have in terms of the eastern flank and our NATO allies. I want to be very clear. The United States and Poland are united in what we have done and are prepared to do to help Ukraine and the people of Ukraine. Full stop. We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've just been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we've seen.
I'm driving in my car. I turn on the radio. I pull you a little closer.
Felicia said you got the money. I swear, it's in there. It's in there. It's in there. It is. How many?
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Barack Obama's vice president.
Tell me something we don't know. Yeah, tell me something we don't. Oh, that's sad.